Hey you! Yes, you! Do you like yachts? Do you like tanks? Well, we have just the thing for you. The yacht tank. Finally, you can set sail into battle in a buoyant brick and carry out naval warfare the way it was intended. On land! So don your boat shoes and captain's hat, load that 37mm gun with the best cannonballs available, and set sail on the 7 rehashed, overused, reconstituted maps and plunder the D point to become a War Thunder legend in this season's hottest new instrument of disaster, the LVT land yacht. Look at you. Look at you. You are the captain now. Welcome back, troops, to another episode of Every Vehicle to Spade, where this week we are metaphorically sticking sharpened bamboo under our fingernails in the form of spading the LVT. So let's get straight into this monstrosity by taking a look at its speed. With a speed of 24.85 miles an hour, this thing is neither here nor there. It's pretty bland. Until we look at its speed in knots. Yes, that is correct, this thing is an amphibious vehicle. Now that's pretty exciting if you ask me. So, I'm sure at this point, most of you are asking what this has to do with the playability of War Thunder. Well, the answer is nothing! But this is my video and I do what I want. But I digress. If we actually get back to the point of the video and look at the in-game speed, the very fact that this buoyant bastard of a brick can move at all is staggering. But it's not exactly great. Let's consider the fact that this is a poorly armed and armoured tier 1 vehicle. I've said in the last video, speed doesn't matter all that much to me, but if I'm playing low tier at the detriment of my own emotional stability to provide entertainment for my loyal fanbase, I want something. The least I expect is a decent speed, and this thing is slower than a T26E5. Landing vehicle tracked? More like low velocity trash. But let's look at that gun reload speed. As we established in the M2A4 video, I'm just putting stats wherever I feel. 3.7 seconds. Now that sounds good, doesn't it? Well, it's the same as the M2A4, and I praise that as game-changing. So it's good then? No. And why? Because I'm a hypocrite. Despite having almost the same gun as the M2A4, this thing feels more like I'm firing 6mm BBs at the enemy. We will mock this pathetic excuse of a weapon system later on in the video, but for now I'll actually get to my point. I don't care if this vehicle had a 1-second reload. I can't honestly say it makes a damn bit of difference when you are reloading wet cabbages into the breach. A point to note I did find whilst researching a few stats is the reverse speed of this thing isn't amazing. I never found this out though. As being British, we don't run away from the battlefield, so reverse speed is discounted. So all said and done, the vehicle's speed isn't bad, and it can traverse the map well. So it's not that bad, right? Well, with this being only the second video in the series, we have only one vehicle to compare it to, the M2A4. And its turret rotation speed is about 2 degrees slower in a turret which is almost identical. This series is a review and ranking system. There is competition, and these competitors will be facing off against each other in a top trumps playoff, which I'm sure will be just as exciting as it sounds. Regardless of the fact one vehicle in this comparison is a light tank and the other is a party barge, I'm making the comparison and the points will reflect that. Maneuverability. Now I know all us men go to sleep at night thinking the exact same thing. How agile would a pig be if it had the legs of a centipede? Well, now we have our answer. Exactly this agile. I can't tell you how long it takes for this thing to turn full circle because I searched tirelessly for 34 seconds and found nothing, so there clearly isn't any information out there on this subject. But it isn't bad. It's a big old chunk, and I never particularly found myself at a loss for angling, or for that matter traversing the map. The outrageous size of this thing does have a negative effect on its manoeuvrability and overall practicality, as it can be difficult to hide the fact that there is a medium-sized office block moving up on your flank, and it certainly isn't that easy to get cover. Survivability. Let's start this part the way I wish to continue. Live on my Every Vehicle to Spade War Thunder stream over on Twitch, which I have no shame in plugging mid-topic, I was suddenly and mercilessly demolished by a 7.62mm to the side armour, which penetrated so deep it made Ron Jeremy blush. I was quite frankly so amazed by this I didn't even have the processing power to get salty about it. No, I applied aloe vera to the affected area and deployed an inflatable donut to my gaming chair and continued to stare straight at my burning self-esteem in absolute silence. At 6mm thick on the hull side, the armour of this vehicle is severely lacking, and I'm afraid to say it doesn't hold up in game. If 7.62mm and random debris can take out the douche canoe in one foul swoop, the outcome of the survivability rating is obvious. Firepower! So we have the 37mm M6 cannon, capable of using the M51B1 rounds I have previously spoken so highly of. So why oh why, pray tell, does this thing feel like I'm sending positive thoughts and prayers via Facebook at the target? I'm sure there's a few of you out there that will get my reference. The M6 gun on this vehicle just seems to be hard work. The days of riding the penetration pain train straight through your opponent's mantlet or glacis are gone, and now just an underwhelming ride on a paddle steamer of disappointment awaits. Is this a true perspective of this gun? Probably not, but it's mine. If you disagree, well great, save it for Reddit. Overall, underwhelming. Awesomeness. Right, okay. And now already I can hear the voices deep inside the dark corners of my head yelling at each other. Is this thing awesome? Is it cool? Is it fun? Did I enjoy playing it? Well, in all fairness, I surprisingly couldn't tell you. Just like the Fast and the Furious franchise, the absolutely beige experience I had with this vehicle has left me pulling an absolute blank of any time I actually spent playing. I can only imagine the experience to be comparable to having a conversation with one of these copy and paste dull people. An experience that I'm sure you would crush your own nuts and advice to get out of at the time and then completely forget immediately after. Lost in a sea of disappointment, underachievement, and overall great owns. Is it awesome? I don't know. It's a boat tank. That's got to factor in there somewhere. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rate it! Speed! Alright, so is this thing fast? Well, fast enough. This gets you where you need to be pretty well. The gun reload speed is good. We are rating each characteristic individually, regardless of other factors. Yes, the shells are about as effective as the public school system, but it does load them quickly. It's gonna be a 4 from me. Maneuverability. Once again, looking at this characteristic on its own, I can't say I had any difficulty controlling the vehicle or traversing the map. The turret rotation is just fine, and with that, it is going to get a score that is just fine too. The LVT gets a 3. Survivability. No. Firepower. Okay, so firepower. Probably the most important aspect of an armoured vehicle. Is the gun any good? Well, it's about as good as an eBay phone charger. It will work and do what it's supposed to do, but damn it do you have to piss around for 20 minutes first. Does it kill? Yes. Does it kill well? No. You get a 2. Awesomeness. I'm going to go ahead and let this clip explain this one for me.
Do what you want, cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate. Yar har fiddle-dee-dee. Being a pirate is a right-to-thee. Do what you want, cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
This series is going to be rating every ground vehicle on War Thunder. That's a lot of vehicles. What would a tank need to do to be considered awesome? If being able to swim better than me doesn't deserve a 5, I don't know what will. And so the numbers are in. The mediocrity continues with a total of 14. Enjoy the second place whilst you can, LVT. I'm sure it won't be for long. And that truth brings us to the end of this episode. And I know you think after that your day couldn't get any better, but let me tell you it can by heading over to the Iceman 5.4 Delta, designed by Human Store, and grabbing some Ace of Spades merch. I mean, how else are people going to know you are about as mind-blowingly cultured as it gets? I really hope you guys are enjoying the videos. If you want to continue the chat, drop in on our Twitch streams or head on over to the Discord. Jump in some games, chat tanks, stats, how awesome your new Iceman 5.4 Delta game mouse mat is, or anything else. But for now, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.